On February 25th, I visited BNSF's Argentine yard. I always noticed these old BN containers by Shed 3 just off South 42nd Street, but I never got a picture of them until now. Here are the locomotives parked by the tower. These are usually where locomotives that pulled mixed freights ending in Argentine finish their journey alongside yard power. 1569 is an SD40-2R rebuilt from an ex-Santa Fe SD45-2 in around 2008. 1418 is an SD60M with the earlier Triclops cab, originally built in 1990 for Burlington Northern. 1452 is an SD60M with the later style cab and was originally built in 1991. 8751 is an SD70 Ace built in 2013. It probably came in on a mixed freight along with ES44 AC 6090 and SD70 Ace 9009. I also noticed someone drove their vintage two-tone brown Ford F-150 to work. Probably once a common sight in this yard. These three SD40-2s were parked on a siding on the other side of the bowl as another SD40-2R backs into the bowl to pick up some freight cars. By LMIT, there are Dash 9s in the storage tracks. None of these have GECX markings yet. 4153 was built in 2002. 4600 is actually older, constructed in 1999, but the oldest is 794 in war bonnet paint. It was built in 1997, a few months after the first H1-9s were already delivered. Now here are some interesting locomotives, all owned by BUGX. BNSF 1553 is an SD9 originally built in 1957 for the CB&Q. It is one of only 4 SD9s to be given a modernized cab in 1999. I've seen 1552 before, and it is also now owned by BUGX. CN1201 is an SW7RM originally built in 1945 as an Illinois Central NW2. It was rebuilt in Paducah as an SW14 in the 1970s and was rebuilt in this current configuration in 2007. I thought it was an XUP SW10 when I saw it. 6269 is an SD38P originally built in 1965 as a Louisville and Nashville SD35. The P meant it was paired to a slug. Behind the other locomotives was Algoma Central 1751, an FP9 built in 1954 for Canadian National. All of these locomotives were being moved to Ottawa for storage along with 6326, which is an SEP40 built in 1966 for the Great Northern. It was built with a steam generator to pull passenger trains, but also be able to pull freight trains. I believe another group now owns this unit. 1563 and 1564 are also SD38Ps, but began life as Frisco SD38-2s. 8355 is an ES44C4 built in 2015, one of the last built before Tier 4 regulations took place. BUGX 7520 is an SD40M-2 originally built in 1967 as a Southern Pacific SD45. It did not go with the other BUGX locomotives. I also noticed this diamond crossover for the reverse loop that goes around the LMIT shed. Inside LMIT is 176, a GP60M built for the Santa Fe in 1988. At the auto terminal was another unusual locomotive. Inter-Rail Group Gen 2 is one of the switchers for the auto terminal and is an S2M. It was built by ALCO in 1947 for the Delaware and Hudson and was later sold to the Long Island Railroad. Wisconsin Public Service ended up with this locomotive and rebuilt it and its sibling with a truck or tractor engine. Inter-Rail acquired both of them in 2016. I'm surprised to see an ALCO diesel in Kansas City in 2024. Now we cut to February 29th at Morris, just west of Argentine Yard. cars on that train. It came so soon that I didn't have enough time to set up my tripod, but I did have enough time to make it safely over the crossing. I also noticed these two covered hoppers in the MOW sightings. I assume they experienced the problem just after leaving Argentine Yard. I did not see another train go by during that shorter rail fanning session on the 29th, but I did see this autorack train on the Fort Scott sub in Merriam on March 2nd.
6859 on the lead. "82 cars along with the locomotive at each end."